Hey guys, Kill Thornton here, back with another video, and today we're taking a look at the MZ1 or Zeiss Rail, which is a mouse created by XTRFY with the collaboration of the YouTuber Rocket Jump Ninja. Definitely offers a more unique shape and some features, so let's hop into the review. For the shell, you're gonna get a mix of honeycomb and solid, with the plastic being sort of like a grayish, translucent color, which does help that RGB shine through, which is great for a cool look. And I am happy to say it's not just a complete honeycomb, and they did try to put like the solid pieces of the shell where your fingers or hands gonna be lying, which I really appreciate, because there's nothing worse than getting into that claw or fingertip grip and then having your fingers slide into those honeycomb holes. So overall, feels really nice. I will say the plastic a little bit slippery, so if that's something that bothers you, you might want to get some grips on here, especially with it being more of that claw to a fingertip style grip. You might benefit from that. But besides that, the solid, the shell does feel really solid itself. There's not much creaking or flexing in any of the panels, even with that honeycomb, and more lightweight design, coming in at just 56 grams without that cable. So happy to see that. You're gonna get 7 different buttons on the XTRFY MZ1. You're gonna get your normal mouse 1 and 2, your side buttons, your scroll wheel, and something different right down below that where you normally find maybe a DPI button. This is more gonna serve as a multifunctional button, which will allow you to change things from your RGB, your polling rate, lift-off distance, and also your debounce time. So a lot of different things to do there, and in conjunction with other buttons, which they include this handy manual, which without it I would totally be lost, and I'll put some images on screen. You're able to adjust things with your RGB, specifically like the color of it, the speed of the effects you have on, the different effects. So you can really go without getting software on your computer, which for some of you that might be a nice thing. I know it's kind of annoying having to download another software just to use your own mouse. So all that stuff completely adjustable from the mouse itself, so you don't have to get the software, which is pretty cool to be able to say. On the bottom of the mouse to the left of the sensors, where you're gonna find that DPI button, which allows you to cycle between those different stages. It's gonna go between 400 at its lowest all the way up to 16,000 DPI. So good range there. It's gonna suit almost anyone's needs there. And then for the sensor itself, they're using a Pixar 3389, really good sensor, and so far for me, absolutely no issues with it. It's been really spot on. Down towards the bottom of the mouse, in between the bottom skates there, is where you're gonna find that slider, which allows you to be able to use this in conjunction with that multifunctional button on top with the RGB, lift-off distance, all that good stuff we just mentioned. And then again, on the bottom, the skates right there, you see them on each side of that slider, and then also towards the top. They are smaller, but they're 100% PTFE, and so far, really nice glide even with the smaller surface area that's covering. And in the box, they do include 1 additional set of skates, which is nice to see. As far as the quality of the buttons themselves go, I've been really happy with them overall. A very tactile and crispy response on mouse 1 and 2, with a very minimal pre or post travel, as well as side to side play there. As far as scroll wheel goes, easy to depress, so if you like to tie things to that for in-game actions, no issues there, along with it being that nice in between of not being too free-flowing when you're scrolling or too tight, so you can fill each step individually very nicely. For the side buttons, also same story there, very minimal pre or post or side-to-side play, but a nice crispy tactile response. The only issue I've had with the side buttons is just the placement. When I'm in that more aggressive claw grip, I find my thumb, it's a little bit difficult to get back to that backside button, but in the fingertip style grip, that shouldn't really pose an issue. It's just something I wanted to point out. So far the stock cable has been great, very flexible and easy to move around with the mouse on the table. In a bungee, it's always gonna be better, barely noticeable. Definitely don't need to switch this out for a paracord if you don't want to. Some people just like to do it like myself though. But again, causes very little drag and very little issues as far as moving it around the desk. And if you have a bungee, all the better. The shape on this mouse is definitely one of the most unique things about it. As soon as you pull it out of the box, you notice it, and just looking at the pictures and B-roll, I'm sure you guys can notice, just overall has a very flat profile with the hump or the highest point being at the very back and then just gradually pretty much sloping off the entire time. With the shape of it itself and the size of it, it's definitely lending itself more just towards that fingertip to a claw or just an aggressive claw. For those of you with bigger hands like myself, it definitely forces me straight into a very aggressive up high claw or into a fingertip grip, which is not my favorite grip style, but it does offer, you know, better chance for a more potential with being really good in your aim, transferring straight to the mouse and to your computer. So if you're someone who likes those grip styles of that fingertip to a claw style grip, and again, taking into consideration your hand size, this is definitely gonna be great for that. Definitely a fun shape to play around with and offer some great things for those grip styles. So the XTRFY MZ1 is being sold for $79, which is a pretty steep price point in today's market though. We see new mice releases that's pretty standard at this point, and with what they're offering overall with the more unique shape and design and all that, I think that's a pretty fair price point. And again, build quality wise feels really solid. The cable is really solid, the click's really solid, everything about it, it brings a nice mouse to the table. Obviously the thing with mice is there's so many different types and it's very subjective to what you want, but if you're someone who loves that fingertip to that claw style grip, this is definitely going to be a great shape for you to test out. And the fact that it was created, you know, along with Rocket Jump Ninja is pretty cool. The collaboration there between them offers something more unique to the market, and it's cool to see that be influenced by an influencer on YouTube. So it's a cool design, and I think it is worth that $79 again, as long as you like the style of shape and it's gonna suit your grip style overall. So overall, happy with the mouse, and I would recommend it to those of you that could find yourselves using it and benefiting from it itself. So thank you guys for watching the video. Hope you found it helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.